One of the toughest things to do in all of college football is win on the road. When you're a ranked team going into a hostile environment, these fans are ready to knock them off course. Welcome to Conway, South Carolina, Brooks Stadium, and home of the teal-clad Coastal Carolina Chanticleers. As we'll see a squad from Conference USA, the Tulane Green Wave, taking on a team from the ACC, the Coastal Carolina Chanticleers. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack, Jesse Palmer alongside. Guys, we can't wait to see this game. The Chanticleers will get this season underway as toe meets leather. And he takes this from inside the 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. So the Tulane Green Wave offense takes the field, and they'll have the ball first. And they're going to be met by one of the best defenses in the nation, David. And I know seeing a defense doing what they want, when they want to do it, makes you a happy man.
Well, defense is starting to make a comeback. I'm excited about this new era of football. We're seeing better tackling, and we're seeing better coverage than we were a couple years ago, and this defense is fun to watch. Coaches, Jesse, this defense has been consistent all year long.
And they're dialed in, and they're so talented. They've got multiple NFL draft picks on that side of the football, and they don't have to change a lot week to week. This defense dominates. They do what they do, and they don't care if you know it. You can't do anything against them.
Here's the snap, itching to fire downfield. Gets it to him on the screen. Coming through with that third down conversion, and they'll mark it at the 43.
And they executed that running back screen to perfection. Quarterback held on to it. He let the rush get to him. Offensive lineman got out in position, and the running back sold it too. Once he had the ball in his hands, he just had blockers and green field out in front of him. They pick up an explosive play on a running back screen.
Here comes Tulane after picking up the first down. Quick release on the RPO. Guys, let's take a second here and talk about Tulane. You start the season top 25. Clearly expectations are flying your way, but with that might come some roadblocks.
Well, I think you got to take every week and every opponent one at a time. The number beside your name doesn't matter right now. The number matters late in the season. So you want to start the season fast. You want to be gelling on offense and on defense. I think that's the challenge early here.
Absolutely. Figuring out who you are. Obviously some talented pieces, well thought of in the top 25, but a lot of season to go out and prove it. Day one, game one. Make that first impression.
Tulane forced to send out the punt unit. He ought to be able to use this first punt to pin him deep. And nobody able to field that punt as it rolls out of bounds. So the Coastal Carolina Chanticleers offense has the ball for the first time. This guy has all of the battle scars. He's got all of the trust of this team, David, as he has been their leader, their warhorse throughout his career.
Yeah, and we've seen him. He's been his talents to a new team, and now he's got to show them what he's about. Great opportunity to start it off. Can he be the guy? Can he be the catalyst that takes this team to the next level?
He really is a guy you root for too, I think, because he's waited his turn. He's found the right opportunity in the right situation. This is a guy everybody in the locker room absolutely loves. He has the ability to galvanize them and an opportunity to galvanize this fan.
And the pressure gets there. And down he goes at the 18.
And that is how you silence the game, setting the tone, getting a huge sack on third down.
And the Chanticleers decide to punt it away. Doesn't say much for your drive when you're looking forward to the punt. He'll field the punt. This guy is a daring punt return man. He's not going to settle for the fair catch. A solid return. Gets a little bit of ground for the offense. power football with the run. He's going to lose a yard on that one. After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. Looking to fire. It's complete on the right side. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few. Tulane comes to the line. Lots of work to do on 3rd down. A run for the quarterback. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple. They bring the punter onto the field now. He'll go back to work and punt it away for the 2nd time. Punt will bounce out of bounds, and they're going to spot it at the 25. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Off the play fake on 1st down, wants to throw. And it was worth going for a chunk play, but the long pass is incomplete. Well, will they dial up on 2nd and a long way to go? Wants to go up top. This one's complete. He gets those chains moving, gets it out to the 42-yard line. The shot that clears want to pick up the tempo.
And as soon as the receiver caught the ball, you saw the quarterback start communicating to his teammates what the next play was going to be because they're now changing the tempo and going fast.
And it goes through his hands. Oh, he had an explosive play right there for the taking, but couldn't reel it in. They'll give him a couple. That leaves him with 3rd and 8. They get to the line quickly. On 3rd and long, trying to have a big completion here. And the quarterback runs out of time, and down he goes at the 38.
That defender is a matchup nightmare for any offensive lineman to block. He's got athleticism, he's got length, he's got flexibility. He put it all on display on that sack.
And the shot to clears will call on their punt team. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. Wants to return it. They make the stop, and that is exactly what you want out of your punt cover unit. Decent field position to start this drive from their own 33. Touch pass on the run. Collisions and power on display, and after all of that, just back to the line of scrimmage. Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. Back to pass. Got his man quickly. Crosses the 45. He's going to be out of bounds, but not before he gets it to midfield. They've got it 1st and 10 at the 50.
And that's why this guy is such a weapon in this offense, because you don't have to throw it far downfield. Just get the ball in his hands. He catches it close to the line of scrimmage, but look what he was able to do after the catch. He gets an explosive play for this offense.
The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. On the move. And he gets it just beyond the line of scrimmage before he gets down. They're dealing with a 2nd and long. Wide receiver comes in motion. But it's incomplete. The Green Wave lining up, facing 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. He lost one down the sideline. Grabs it inside the 10. They make the tackle, but he's got a fresh set of downs, and it's 1st and goal from the 7.
Man, this offense is so dangerous, Reese. They've got dudes all over the field that can make plays. There's a big gainer in the pass game.
You get a chunk of yards like that, and now the defense is really on its heels. After that huge gain, now a chance to cash it in from just outside the 5. He'll set up to throw. Got his man out of the backfield. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. After getting nothing, it's 2nd and goal from the 6. And he was fortunate to get that one back to the line of scrimmage at the 5. No gain on the play. Wants to throw for it on 3rd and goal. Back's looking for the goal line. So now on comes the field goal unit. A really short kick, but you've got to have that angle just right.
Nice job by the defense there. They knew coming into this one, this running back was dangerous catching the football, so really good job getting him down on the ground, now setting up 4th and goal. And that's just the chip shot. That's just a field goal they got to make, guys.
A lot of field in front of them as they open this possession from their own 20. They'll go to the ground. He's going to lose a yard on that one. The shot that clears headed quickly to the line.
Nice job by this defense creating that negative play. That's what all defenses want to do. But look at this. This offense, they ain't scared. Right back on the ball, ready to run another play, ready to make this defense work.
You make up the game plan and not a lot on the play sheet for this. 3rd and long from inside their own 20. Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a 4th down. And the shot that clears will send out the punt unit. Let's see if he can help the coverage team out with this one. Hand goes into the air for the fair catch, and the catch is made around the 40. Back in motion, try to clear the picture. From the gun, leaves it on the inside with the back. Stopped just across the 50 at the 49-yard line. It's a pickup of 10 and a 1st down. We've reached the end of the 1st quarter, and it has been a defensive battle, and the stats tell the tale so far. Let's see if the offenses can find a little rhythm here in the 2nd. So 1st down here as they go back to work. Back has it. Got room to work. Found a little room out of the Wildcat that time, just short of the 1st down. The Green Wave with plenty of options here on 2nd and short. Looking to fire. Swings it out to the flat. On the move at the 30. Brought down at the 20-yard line after ripping off the big play. Timeout called by the defense. It's their 1st of the half as they'll go to the sideline and try to make adjustments. They have been stagnant on offense, but finally a little forward movement as they've got a 1st and 10. Got some room in into the goal line. And he'll step into the end zone. Touchdown, Tulane!
It's just so nice to have a signal caller who can make plays through the air and make plays with his feet like this. Runs in for the touchdown. The defense knows I have to account for him every play. That's my quarterback.
Setting up for the extra point after the 1st score of the game. And with the extra point, they get the first 7 of the game. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
A lot of eyeballs on your game, guys, and a few on this interesting matchup as well. Illinois is trailing right now, but let's be honest. The program that turned out Jeff George should never be counted out of any game. It's a touchdown game. They're trailing by 7.
And here's a fumble way behind the line.
The ball security doesn't just apply to running backs and receivers. QB's got to keep 2 hands on the ball as well. And they're very lucky after that fumble that the offense jumped on.
This pass rush has just been relentless, and you can bet your bottom dollar they're about to bring the heat again. The give to the back. Couldn't fight his way out of the end zone, and they get him for a safety. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. They'll get set for the free kick after the safety. Finds a little space. They'll start this drive 60 yards in front of them from their own 40. Using his feet. Finds some fresh air. And a nice pickup on the line and gets down to avoid contact. They're lining up in the Wildcat. Let's see what they have dialed up for this one. Snap to the back. And this Wildcat is going to be declawed, stopped in the backfield. I've lost one on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. Working that wide receiver screen. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender. Let's take a minute and think about Tulane. Everybody uses the portal to varying degrees. Sometimes you just fill the exact right hole that you want. And this team, as they start this season, not a ton of new faces here, Jesse.
They didn't, but I don't think...
Just too much of a rush, and down goes the quarterback just behind the midfield stripe at the 49.
And a great job by the defense, dropping in zone coverage, all eyes on the quarterback, taking away the options, and then finally the pass rush gets home, gets him on the ground.
Tulane forced to send out the punt unit. And the punt hits at the 8 and goes into the end zone for the touchback. They'll snap it from the 20 for the opening play of this drive. From the gun, running back gets the give. They knock him down after a gain of 3 to the 23. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Got 3 on first down. It's 2nd and 7. The play action fake. Grabbed in the backfield. It's Connors. And this one will be stopped for no gain. The shot that clears want to move quickly. On 3rd and long, he has to throw for it. Got it set up on the outside. He did not make it a stone wall on 3rd down. And here comes the punt team. 4th time tonight we've seen this guy come on to punt. No return coming here. Fair catch is signaled for and made just shy of the 30. They'll put the ball in play from their own 30-yard line. He'll take it himself. And he's very fortunate to get it back to the line of scrimmage, greeted by a sea of defenders. 2nd down, they'll go to the air. They'll run the screen. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. Tulane comes to the line. Lots of work to do on 3rd down. He's got his man. Turns it on in midfield. Wide open spaces. Touchdown, Green Wave. He found some open space and turned on the Jets.
If I'm a play caller nowadays, man, I want more guys like this. Just versatility. You can see he can catch it out of the backfield like a wide receiver, or he can run it. Nice job catching the football with his hands, using his speed to do the rest and get into the end zone.
Lining up to add another.
The kicker is on for the extra point.
And with the extra point, they push the lead out a little further. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead.
16, Coastal Carolina, 0.
He'll bring it out. It's Terrell. And they'll haul down the returner to start us on the next drive. Opening play of this drive comes from the 12-yard line. Off play action on 1st down. Finds his tight end. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the 1st.
Well, it's a nice job, too, the quarterback after the play fake there, getting his eyes down the field. He had to get that to his tight end quickly, knowing he wasn't going to have a lot of space to run with after the catch.
This senior showed some serious arm strength firing that one in for the first down.
And the offense showing off the short passing game, moving the sticks. Nice job, and look at them. They're right on the football, ready to capitalize on this momentum.
And the shot to clears can really attack on this second and short. Wants to go up top. Receiver wasn't ready for the throw, incomplete. Wow, this offense is doing nothing. They've already punted 4 times and staring at the possibility of a 5th. Off play action. And the defense, they've got him at the 27.
What a great job by this defense setting the tone early. In the first half, they've been hitting the quarterback early and often. Make him feel uncomfortable. Make him feel that pressure. Keep getting him on the ground. That's why they've built a lead.
The shot to clears will try to pin them back with the punt. That leg is staying loose. Already the 5th kick of the night. Yet another punt on the way. Got to make sure that hamstring stays loose. He's been busy. Just a wall of defenders everywhere he looks, and he's guided out of bounds after a short return. They'll put the ball in play from just inside their own 40 at the 39. Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play. Not what they had in mind to start this drive. Here comes 2nd and 13. Holds and fires complete to the right. Still running at the 40. Turning it on. He flips his field in an instant, and he's got him set up at the 20. Tulane right back to the line. Now on the option. He'll pitch it. They get him stopped after a 2-yard gain. Ball's at the 17. After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line, 2nd and 7. They'll run play action. Here's the heat. Quarterback floating away from pressure.
It's really hard on a defense to drop back and know it's pass. And then a quarterback like that, he just has the ability to pull it down and just, bam, shoot through a hole, chew up yards so fast, outrun fast guys. It's just really hard.
Give him 6. Touchdown, Green Wave.
I think you love starting the year off with some momentum, and that's exactly what this offense is doing. They're firing on all cylinders, defense doing their job as well. This team getting out the gates to start the season in great fashion.
The AT unit on the field. And the extra point will tack another one onto this lead. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. The kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. And he'll bring it out of the end zone. Rolling the dice to bring it out of the end zone did not work out as he stopped at the 13. Opening play of this drive comes from the 13-yard line. Starts a drive trying to go up top. Works the middle of the field. Now they've got even more breathing room out to the 31 and a fresh set of downs. Passing game kept the drive moving. Here's first down. Looking to throw on first down. Under fire. And the defense, they've got him at the 27. This offensive line has just been unable to keep them away from the quarterback. Now it's 2nd and long. And the pass is incomplete thanks to a big hit. And the shot to clears need a massive chunk play to move the sticks here on 3rd down. The give to the back. Makes a man miss. Can't get him to the ground. They stop him after a short game. Probably just wanted to mitigate the losses with 4th down coming. Referee signals timeout. It's the defense wanting to make sure that they have everything just right with a big play coming. Makes the catch, and now looking for just a little bit of daylight. He's brought down, but a really solid effort to pick up every bit of yardage he could on the punt return. The option look. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple. Not what they had in mind to start this drive. Here comes 2nd and 13. Wants to throw. He's working against the clock. It's complete to the left. Didn't pick up a lot there, moving forward just a few. The Green Wave lining up, facing 3rd and long. Keeps it on the draw. He has the first and still on his feet. Lots of running room. Touchdown, Tulane! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house.
And we are officially in blowout mode. This offense has been up and down the field. We've seen so many explosive plays, and they score again before going in at halftime, guys. I'm hoping we can have a running clock here in the second half.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And they did tack on that extra point without any adventure. Quick strike offense on that 3-play scoring drive. And they finished it off on the ground with a 58-yarder for 6. He'll bring it out from inside his own 10. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. Inside 30 seconds to play in the half. We'll see how aggressive they are on this drive. Building momentum, picking up a chunk of yardage. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more. It's picked off, and another empty drive. And they make the play to stop the scoring opportunity just before the end of the half.
A big part about playing the quarterback position is turning the page, playing the next play, not letting bad plays beat you. And that's his first career interception in college football, so that's going to sting. But now you've got to get back out there and lead your team.
So with only seconds left in the half, here comes the field goal unit. Oh, he missed it. No good. Guys, after this dominating performance, I guess the head coach wanted to be able to yell at the special teams coordinator. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Guys, tough to beat the pageantry and tradition there in Conway. And the story of this first half has undeniably been the play of that kid under center. He's in total control of the offense, making the right decisions and reads, not trying to do too much. There's a reason he gets the NIL deals and all the love on social media. That young man is him, and doesn't that opposing team know it? And with that, let's send it back to the guys at Brooks Stadium.
They're lined up and ready to kick off this second half. He'll bring it out. It's Terrell. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. His drive will open from the 15. Off the play fake on first down to throw. Looking to the big tight end. Soft spot in the middle. Gets it out to the 27-yard line, and they'll move the chains for a first down.
And that's another shot to clear.
From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. Try to make up for some of that lost ground on second down. Back to pass. Snagged out of the air. He has a knack for taking away the tackler's leverage. He's out to the 34. The shot that clears come to the line on 3rd and short, looking to keep this drive moving. There's the pressure. Rush coming in hot, and they got him at the 29.
And I wish I could bring you some hope, but, man, this defense, again, you know, they already got the lead. They got their ears pinned back. They're rushing the quarterback. I know this one's over, but offensively, let's find a way to protect our guy, put something together. Maybe we find a way to make this respectable at some point in the football game.
And the shot that clears will bring the punt team onto the field. He'll try to really get into this one. And the punt team able to sling him to the ground. They'll start this drive from their own 35-yard line. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces second down. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. Oh, he's got a chance. Only a couple there, and now staring at 3rd and 8. Trying to pick up a first down. On 3rd down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. It's complete. There to make the tackle, but the big throw is good enough to give them a first down.
That's a first down for the offense.
Now on the move. They pick up half of it. It'll be 2nd and 5.
Tackle is made.
Win with the running game on first down, now back at it.
2nd down.
This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain. The Green Wave trying to move the chains on 3rd and short. Got it, looking for a first. All down, but he has enough to move the chains. From the 39-yard line, it's 1st and 10.
Good enough for a first down.
Hand off from the shotgun. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple. The Green Wave put itself in a mess behind. Looking to fire. It's complete. Nowhere to go and not much to show for that one. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Tulane comes to the line. Lots of work to do on 3rd down. Tight end now in motion. Trying to move the sticks on 3rd down through the air. Finds space on the right. The chains will move, and they'll have 1st and 10 from inside the red zone at the 18.
On the play. And a first down for the offense.
On the option. They get him on the ground, but not before he drives it to the 10-yard line. Operating in the red zone here on 2nd down. The RPO, fire complete to the left. They get it down to the 7 on that pass play, in prime position for a score.
At the 7-yard line.
Motion from the wideout. Knew where he wanted to go with it. End on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. He'll run it up the middle, trying to pick his way to the end zone. He bullies his way all the way down to the 5-yard line. This is a big moment for this offense. You keep the ball this long, you have to finish the deal. 3rd and goal. Looking to the end zone. Touchdown, Green Wave. Fitted in the window for the score.
And added on again, this offense has done whatever they want, however they want, and this lead has ballooned. When you start a season off, you want to build momentum. You want to defeat an opponent and beat them badly. That's exactly what they've done. This team looks ready to compete for a national championship.
The kick is up and good, and put one more on the lead. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Interesting matchup this week in the Mountain West, and it sure is playing out that way. New Mexico State is down, but they are not out of it. Not inside Aggie Memorial Stadium, one of the more fun places to watch a game in all of college football. It's a touchdown game. They're trailing by 7 to Air Force. Any change in momentum, any notable highlights from Mountain West country, we'll let you know, fellas.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. Crosses the 30 to the 31 on a 6-yard pickup. The shot that clears are at the line, looking to convert on 3rd and short. Now the play fake. Working that left side now. coming through that third down conversion, and they'll mark it at the 43.
And that's another shot to clear.
They'll run it out of the shotgun. And that ball's free behind the line. Defense picks it up. He almost popped out of there for a huge return, but they will take it. They are in business after the fumble recovery.
As a defender, you dream about those big hits. You work hard on it in practice, closing space, getting close, and just sticking that guy and causing the fumble.
The Tulane offense headed back onto the field. They're starting this drive with a massive lead, and they just want to finish strong. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. They ran it on first down, now on second. They're trying to crease them off the left tackle. Had to work to pick up 3 down to the 33-yard line. Tulane lines up on third and short. They'll try to pick up the first through the air. And he can't grab the bullet pass on third down. And they'll send out the kicker to try a field goal. He boomed it through, a 50-yard field goal showing off that powerful leg.
Well, sudden change situation. You got to give this defense credit. Their offense just turned it over. They held tight. They didn't allow a touchdown. They forced their opponent to take a field goal. Nice job.
On the run from inside his own 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. They come to the line for the first play of the drive, snapping it from the 21. Quarterback on the keeper. Oh, he's got some space. The ball's free. And they were lucky that fumble went out of bounds. They'll maintain possession. They'll snap this one from the 32. It's first down. Touch pass on the jet sweep. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender. It'll be second down as we open the final stanza. We've reached a break, and it's Tulane on top. This has been a complete obliteration so far, as the third quarter stats will show you. So will the beatdown continue, or is this a comeback for the ages in store? We'll see as we start the fourth. And here comes the offense on second down. Wants to go up top. Got it in the middle, it's Barmore. And the completion gives him a fresh set of downs and keeps this drive moving. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. And the shot to clears will line it up on first and 10. Use the play fake, now to throw. Fires one high and deep. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers. Working well behind the sticks on second down. Wants to throw it. Here comes the heat. And he's all bottled up, and now it's worse. The ball's loose.
Good awareness by the offense. You never want to see the ball on the ground, but a nice job understanding to just kind of jump on it and make sure you keep possession.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On third and long, doesn't need to take the check down. Going to try to get it himself. And he couldn't find quite enough running room to reach the line to gain. The shot that clears will line up to punt it away. Hauls it in and looking upfield. Everybody stays in their lanes well enough, and they stop him at the 31-yard line. Opening snap of this drive comes from the 31-yard line. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Got stuffed on first down. It's second and 10. Out of the gun to give to the back. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield. The green wave in a world of hurt on third and long. He'll toss it. They make the stop just across the 30 at the 31. It's fourth down. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Tulane forced to send out the punt unit. He's getting a lot of work. Fourth time he's punted tonight. No fair catches here, looking for room. And they'll get him down after the return at the 27-yard line. Coastal Carolina has it. The Chanticleer offense headed back to the field. Quick completion on the out. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker. Gonna sling it on second down. Had to get rid of it quickly. Just had to get rid of that one. Good job to avoid the loss. And the Chanticleers really need to keep this drive alive on third down. From the gun, wants to pass. He's going to throw deep right side. And that one's incomplete. They weren't just trying to move the chains. They were trying to move the scoreboard. Instead, it's fourth down. They kick it away on fourth down. They'll put that return to a stop at the 33, but the offense set up in pretty good field position. They'll start this drive at the 33-yard line. Wide receiver going in motion. They'll give it to the back. Finding a way to put that foot in the ground and get it up to the 37-yard line. After the productive first down play, it's 2nd and 6. Keep it on the ground. Pretty good effort on that one to work his way up to the 42. The Green Wave lines up mere inches away from converting on third down. Goes to the option. Leaves it with the running back. He's brought down, but it'll be enough for a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs.
And that's good enough for a first down.
They'll leave it with him. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. Looking for a crease, it's Pierce. They bring him down, but not before he's able to pick up the first down. This Tulane offense has a great drive going. They'll ride the hot hand. Makes one man miss.
And here's the mindset if you're on offense. Fourth quarter, you've got a huge lead. Obviously, you're going to run the football, but just be aware of the clock. You don't want to snap it too quickly. You're probably just doing safe runs inside the tackles like you saw right there. You just got to execute. You got to be aware, but you've got this game in hand so long as you don't turn it over.
He'll ride his man on the option. Runs through the tackle. Offenses gain momentum with third down conversions like that. They've got it at the 25.
And that's a first down for the offense.
They'll move the wide receiver. They'll keep it on the ground, trying to milk the clock. And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Hit a little speed bump on this drive. It's 2nd and 12. The give to the tailback. Got it into the red zone, dragged down at the 18-yard line. The Green Wave trying to move the chains on third and short.
Down.
Motion from the wide receiver. With jet sweep pass. Looks as if that will be enough for a Tulane first down. We've reached a 2-minute timeout, and in all likelihood, they could just run the clock out. We'll see if they want to rub a little salt in the wound. Running back searching for a hole. Got enough space. He rumbles all the way down to the 2-yard line. He gave him a little bit of everything on that one.
Tulane.
Go straight ahead. This time there is no running room to be found if this defense wasn't going to get hit with a big run twice in a row. leaves it with the back. Spins away from the defense. And they're going to put another one into the end zone as they just keep piling points on the scoreboard.
Well, these players came together. I've been so impressed, not just by the talent, but also by their composure. Handling this kind of environment in the first game of the season, this says a lot about the leadership in that locker room.
Ready to try the point after. And the extra point just tacks a little bit more onto this huge lead. They're getting set to kick it away, and that last score took a little oomph out of this crowd.
Coastal Carolina, 0.
And he passes on the touchback. Here he comes. And the returner goes down. At their own 14-yard line. He wastes no time and comes out throwing quickly to the tight end. Stopped at the 24-yard line after the 10-yard gain.
And that's another shot at clear.
Looking downfield on first down. And the pressure gets there. And down he goes at the 18.
And, man, is that just indictment of the day. Your quarterback getting drilled late in the football game. This offense has sputtered. They haven't found any kind of good rhythm. They haven't done things that really gives your coach confidence and it makes you want to believe in them. This offense has a lot of work to do before their next football game.
It's second and long now as this defense has some energy after that last sack. We waited so long to start the season, and just the way you want to start, getting that first victory.
And the first games are so much fun. You've been practicing against each other over and over all through camp. Now you get to come out and start the season off 1-0, Jesse. Great start.
It was a great start for the winning team. Now, for the losing team, obviously not the way you want to get into this season. There were some mistakes with execution, and guys are going to have to do a better job individually. But that's why you play the games. You get to now go back to the drawing board, get back on the practice field, try and iron out these wrinkles. It's a long season ahead. A lot to play for.
That's going to do it from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and you've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football.